Welcome to this time of quiet attention. This session explores the difference between gentle, wholehearted effort and the strain of control. The mind often arrives with plans, while the body arrives with presence. Peace reveals itself as what remains when forcing ends. In the quiet field of now, effort becomes a simple willingness to be, and control falls away as attention that no longer serves. What you are, underneath the noise of trying, is already at rest and alert. In this space, nothing needs to be pushed into shape, because the shape of this moment is already complete. Sense the weight of your body where it meets the seat.
Effort is participation in life, like a steady flame that warms without burning. Control is grasping at outcomes, like a hand that tightens until it tires. The nervous system recognizes the difference, because grasping brings agitation, while true effort settles attention. Peace begins where forcing ends, and clarity emerges when the pressure to secure a future dissolves. In the living present, action arises from stillness, not from fear. What unfolds is not a product of tension, but of alignment, the way a river moves by its own nature. Here, your presence acts without the weight of demand. Feel the natural movement of your breath in the belly and ribs.
The present moment is not a slice of time, but the space in which time appears. Control tries to negotiate with the future, while presence receives what is now. The body is a door to presence, because sensation happens only here, not in an idea. When attention rests here, the mind's urgency loosens. Awareness is simple, like light illuminating a room without effort. In that simplicity, the need to manage every possibility fades into a clear seeing. You remain awake and free as life flows in its own intelligence. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground.
Surrender is not resignation. Resignation collapses, but surrender opens. Surrender recognizes the larger intelligence that breathes you and grows the trees. Control imagines itself as the source, and so it struggles to hold the world in place. When the impulse to force quiets, a wise energy moves without resistance. You discover that action can be unburdened and precise, like a bird flying because it is a bird. Peace is not passive. It is free movement without friction. Sense the aliveness in your hands, any tingling or warmth.
There is a spaciousness around every thought, like sky around a cloud. Effort aligns with that space by allowing thoughts to pass, while control tries to pin them down. The more space you recognize, the less pressure you feel to dominate your experience. Peace lives in the gap, and the gap is always here. From this openness, you can meet each moment without hard edges. The fear of not getting it right softens, because rightness is no longer a future achievement, but a present clarity. You rest as awareness that needs nothing added. Rest attention on the breath at the nostrils, noticing temperature and texture.
The body records the tale of grasping through tension and shallow breath. It also reveals the ease of true effort through steadiness and unforced rhythm. Without any story, sensation speaks honestly. It says when there is pushing, and it says when there is ease. When you listen, control has less room to disguise itself as virtue. The compulsion to hurry relaxes, and a quiet intelligence shines through the pauses. In that quiet, peace is not a goal, but a living fact. Sense the gentle weight of your eyelids and the skin around the eyes.
Effort becomes clean when it is devotion to the present, not a demand on the future. It is the readiness to meet what is here fully and kindly. Control, by contrast, is an argument with reality that never concludes. The body recognizes devotion as softness, clarity, and steadiness. In devotion, action feels like an expression rather than a negotiation. You move because moving is natural now, not because you must secure something later. This is the quiet power of alignment with being. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen from the inside.
When plans unravel, something deeper becomes visible. The nervous system may surge, but underneath the surge, there is a space that is not touched. Peace often shows itself where forced outcomes end, like clear water settling after the current slows. In that settling, a different kind of guidance can be felt. The end of pushing is the beginning of listening. Listening reveals the step that is already given, not constructed out of fear. Life becomes cooperative rather than adversarial. Sense the back of the body, shoulders, and the places that yield to gravity.
Silence is not the absence of sound, but the space in which sound appears and fades. That same silence holds every emotion and every thought. Control is noisy because it narrates, judges, and rehearses. Peace is quiet because it simply is. The body mirrors this, softening as mental noise subsides. In the quiet, there is alertness without effort, as if a light has been switched on by itself. Clarity does not need argument because it is self-evident here. You are the openness in which everything comes and goes. Notice any sensation in the jaw and tongue.
Trust is not a belief about the future, but a recognition of the living now. It sees that life is already moving, already breathing, already unfolding. Control says, without me, nothing works. Trust says, everything is working, and I am part of it. True action arises from this trust, like a wave rising from the ocean. From trust, you can meet challenge without hostility. You do what needs to be done, but the heart does not harden. This softness is strength, and peace is its signature. Sense the heartbeat, whether obvious or subtle.
In daily life, surrender appears as small releases that add up. A pause before speaking, a breath before replying, a softening before deciding. These are not techniques to gain an outcome, but expressions of presence. They arise naturally when control is seen and set down. Through these releases, relationships ease, creativity returns, and clarity deepens. The now becomes a friend rather than an obstacle to be overcome. Peace is felt as a living companion that walks with you. Feel the contact of the palms with each other or with your legs.
Thank you for entering this field with sincerity and patience. You have explored the distinction between clean effort and the burden of control. You have tasted how peace begins where forcing ends, and how presence carries its own quiet intelligence. This simple seeing is enough, and it is always available. As you close, let the insight be ordinary, like daylight filling a room without effort. Carry nothing heavy from here, only the freshness of what you are now. The path is not ahead, it is the step you are already taking. Feel the whole body as a field of sensation, from head to toe.